Hi friends, this is your makeup tutorial that you've been wanting. So first I always put lotion on. If you have really dry skin, you should put some lotion on too. And then there's this primer, which I'm still not convinced that it actually does anything because I've never had a primer that shows me that it does anything. But it's supposed to keep your makeup on longer. So I put it on because it says that it does that, and I believe it. This is from the drugstore. It's like, I can't remember her name. Drew Barrymore. It's her line. It's called Flower. See, it looks like that. Flower. And it, like, I don't know. It feels good. So maybe that's why I put it on. Oh, it's supposed to, like, blur like your pores and your fine lines, and I don't think it does that at all, but it feels nice. So now is the foundation, which right now I'm using the cheapest of the cheap because in the winter I'm pale and I just don't have a color that like actually brings warmth to my face, doesn't make me look like a ghost, but at the same time matches my body because my face is way more pale than my body. You can really see that. So I mix two, and I get these because they're the cheapest that are actually really good. They have a weird smell, but when you get past that, it just looks so good. So this is Soft Beige, and it's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. They're like $5. They're amazing. And then this one is the Desert Beige, way darker than this one. So I put more of this one on because it's very light and I'm very pale. But I need the other one to like bring warmth to my face, otherwise I will look like I'm dead. And if you have that naturally, I'm sorry. The bronzer will help you, I swear. And then just a little bit of this. It's running out, I need some more. Okay, so that's about it. Take a blending brush. This is a Morphe Y7. I actually heard that the Y6 is better. It's like flat, and this one's more round. And when it's flat, it doesn't suck in your foundation as much. I guess this one wastes your foundation more. So I would recommend the Y6 from Morphe more than the Y7, but I just never got around to buy it. This one works just fine. So I'm just gonna buffer in. So when I think it's pretty much good, blend it all over. I will take it down my neck too because I don't know what is wrong with me, but my face and my neck are like pale, and then underneath it's like tanner, which makes no sense. Like you can even see like my face is noticeably still lighter than my body, but whatever. It'll all work at the end because the bronzer saves your life. That's why I can't go a day without bronzer. Right now, my concealer, I bought the very, very light Tarte Shape Tape concealer, which this is the best full coverage concealer. I also like the Naked Skin concealer by Urban Decay. It's just better on my dry skin, but this is more full coverage and it works just fine. It's just a little bit thicker. So it has a really big brush, and a little bit goes a long way, so literally just a little dot, 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 and I'm gonna put one on my little zip, and it's very, very, very light. So if I want it to be very highlighted, so I want my face to look like noticeably like dark and light and have all the nice highlights, I will just keep it like this. But if I want it just like an everyday look, I'm gonna take more of the lighter color. So you gotta mix and mix, but you don't have to if you find the perfect colors. And I put like a little bit of a dab next to it, and it'll all blend out. Better looking. Then I'm gonna take my little beauty blender. This is not an actual beauty blender. I have one of those. It's like tiny, but when you put it underwater, it gets huge. I like this one better. It's from Morphe because this side is really nice to contour with and like pat your powder on with under your eyes. But I'm gonna go get this wet real quick. Okay, so now it's a lot bigger, and it's gonna be easier to blend when it's wet. So you should always get it wet. Sometimes every day I don't feel like getting it wet, and it works fine. It blends way better with this. So, and you can see it's like really light, but it'll blend out better later, don't you worry. I put it down my nose because that should be highlighted too, and up here between the brows. And when you look up closely under the eyes, I don't know if you can see that, but it like creases, so you gotta really dab it in. You're not like painting it, you're dabbing it. Okay, so then your lines are disappearing, everything's nice and blended. So that's your one eye. Yes, I look very pale there, but that's okay. See how I'm dabbing inward? That gets into your fine lines. Apparently, that's what Jaclyn Hill says, so I do that. Then I'm gonna go under the nose because I just need more coverage there too. And then obviously where my zits at. The places you want to highlight on your face are like this area. It's called your T-zone. It makes a T. So like right here, 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 and here. It's just that's where your face naturally highlights when light comes on. So that's what you want it to look like, just for a nice and natural glow. So that's why it is paler than the rest of my face, and it's supposed to be. But if I was much darker than this would not look okay. So it's got to be just like a shade lighter. So now I have powder. This is the RCMA. I just ordered it online. It was like $6. But there's a lot of translucent powder, it's called. And what it does is it keeps your concealer and your foundation in place. And since it's translucent, even though it looks white, it is like see-through. So it's just see-through powder to go over, a liquid concealer or foundation so that it's not going to come off or slide around during the day. So then you just pat, pat, pat again. I like this side so much better for this because it obviously goes perfectly underneath the eye. Now I have a big brush. This is Real Techniques, which is at Wally World, so you can get that there, and it's cheap. So it's just a big fluffy brush, and I take just a little bit of that translucent powder and I put it on the rest of my face just to let it set. Honestly, with this foundation though, it is so good that it kind of just sets on its own, and it sets really fast. This is just because I need to have this stay on for a long period of time. I have a lot of different bronzers that I like because I'm not very picky with it. This one is the Butter Bronzer. It bursted, so I don't use it anymore. And it smells, and I'm weird about smells. I've gotten used to the foundation smell, but this one smells like coconut, like rum. Bad memories. Now I'm using the NYX Matte Bronzer. NYX is very affordable. It looked like this, and don't be scared because yes, it's dark, but you can use as much or as little as you want. And there's also one that I got in my Ipsy bag called Lisa Frank Glamour Dolls Bitten and Bronzed, and this one's super cheap, and it looks, they all look the same, like really they all do, but it just depends on how they blend. So I'm gonna use this NYX one. I use brushes for things that they're not meant for because I think they work better that way. So this is another Real Techniques brush. I don't even know what this is supposed to be for, but it looks like this. So it's like skinny and then it's thick. Okay, and I just think that works perfectly for like defining my bronzer. So I'm just going to dab, 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 load up, okay? Because you can build it up as much as you want. So you start with a little bit. So you want to put your bronzer from the top of your ear to the corner of your lip. Okay, so that's like the line you want to make. So I'm just like kind of doing circular motions. So you can see there's a difference between that side and that side. So since it looks more defined, it just makes your face look thinner. Like you can even see right now, just with that little bit of bronzer, like I feel like this side looks like it's more in, but maybe that's just me. I'm gonna put a little bit more. And you don't wanna, like I'm blending it like in a circle kind of. You don't wanna blend it down. You want it to make kind of like that line, because if you put it down more, it'll make your face look more fat, for a lack of a better term. So you want to blend upward. I'm going to do the other side, towards the lip. Don't bring it too far down by the lip either, because it'll just look fake. Like it will not look right. Like this is supposed to look like a natural, like your bone structure kind of thing. So there's that. Take a little bit more, and I go on the side of my forehead, like into my hairline, because that's another natural shadow spot. And then I do the other side. Also, if you don't like the way your nose looks, like it might look really light right now because I put really light concealer on it, I like to also define it a little bit. I put a little bit on there, and you just go on the sides of your nose. This also makes your nose look thinner if you don't like the size of your nose. That's honestly not why I do it. It's because I don't like how light it looks, and it doesn't look like it flows. Also, if you want to look like you have more of a pouty lip, you could put it, see how like your lip usually like curves right there? There's a natural shadow. Put it there. And just blend it. So there it is. Bronzer is a lot of fun. Another bronzer trick, you can blend where your natural line is. So like if you have the double chin, you can make it look like you don't really have one by just blending it where your natural jawline is. Okay, and that's where your natural shadow goes anyway, so it's not gonna look weird. It's underneath your face, so. All right, next up we have blush. Ta-da, Wet n Wild. This is called Pearlescent Pink, and it's a very cheap one. Wet n Wild is very cheap, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit, blow it off. So I don't like a lot of blush, and this one is really, it looks kind of intense, but it's not. So I'm gonna just smile and like where my cheek is, and I'm gonna blend it into the bronzer right there. I want a little bit more, just a little bit, just to be like festive, I guess. It's a tiny bit, but you look more flushed, and I kind of like that look sometimes. So you don't want it to look like it's sitting on top of your bronzer, so that's why you want to just blend it. Oh, by the way, this is a Real Techniques brush. Once again, this might actually be meant for blush, so go me. So yeah, it just looks like, well, I used it weird, so it looks like that. It's very fluffy. But the middle is the longest strands, so I like that. You can really control where you're going. And it's hot pink. Who doesn't like that? I don't dip back in to put blush on the rest of my face, but I just like how it all blends when I do that. So there's the blush. We got some highlights. I don't go a day without highlighter because I feel like I'm very matte right now, and I like how it makes you look more glossy and dewy. So my favorite is the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop, but it's very empty. So I only use these for special occasions. So then I have the Wet n Wild. I actually love this highlighter so much that I have 2 more on deck, not even open. These are like $4 or something, and it's the Precious Petals one. This is the good one. There's another one that's way too gold. This one is amazing. So I'm gonna put this one on because I want to show you. This is like my everyday one. I just go, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yep, I'm hitting pan, okay? And I'm gonna put it right on top of my cheekbones. Okay. Ooh, girl, look at that highlight. I just like how it's not overly intense. It's a good everyday one, but at the same time, it still brings some fun stuff to your face. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Okay. I put it on my nose, a little bit up towards my forehead. I take a little bit on the edge. And if you do your Cupid's bow, it makes your lips look bigger too. And a little bit on my chin. Okay. This is a Morphe brush. I bought like the eye set of brushes for your eyes. And this is the biggest one that it comes in. It comes in a black bag. I don't even know. They're not labeled in that set. So if you go to Morphe, there's eye brushes, a whole set, and it's like $20. It's so affordable. And it's what I use every single day. So this is the biggest brush from it, and that's what I use as my highlight because it holds product so well and it comes off awesome. But I also want to put this on top today because I'm extra. Okay, so I'm gonna dab it a little bit because this is very pigmented. Oh, Mama missed ya. Oh, she's alive. Yeah. This is the best highlighter out there. And if anybody denies it, you're crazy. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, now I'm feeling good. Okay, next step is the worst step. Eyebrows. I hate doing my eyebrows, and I wish I could just get them tattooed. That's how I feel. So I'm using right now, I haven't found one I'm obsessed with, but this is the Benefit Brow. It's got 2 sides. One side is your spoolie, which you should brush through because mine get a little crazy. Alright, nice and brushed. Okay. Next side. Also, you can get some face makeup in it, so when you brush it out, it kind of takes that off because that will prevent you from getting the product on correctly. So the other side looks like this. Okay. So what you do is you just, it's kind of hard to do it. I have to look in the mirror, sorry. All right, so you just fill it in. This step is very important.
You will look weird as hell. You do all of this and you don't do your brows. I'm just saying. You gotta do your brows. At least fill it in a little bit. Some people don't even need to because they got the nice full brows. Not I, said the fly. Not me, said the flea.
Okay, that's gonna be as good as it gets. Just remember that they are sisters, not twins, or else you will be here for hours. Then they say that you should use a brow gel to put over it. I don't even know what this is. It's called Cella Eyebrow Defining Gel, just to keep your hair in place so that it doesn't move. It's basically like hairspray for your eyebrows. Up next is my favorite part, the eyeshadow. I still don't know what I want to do today, but look at how white they look. Like they are ready to play. If you do have fallout, a little tip, you can just take a tissue and fold it in half and then just keep it right there as you're doing your eyeshadow. And if you do get fallout, which I usually do get a little bit, I'll show you what to do to get rid of it. And then of course the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette is my favorite. I use this every day. Find a good transition colors. I use probably 4 of them sometimes. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy little eyeshadow brush. This is one of the Morphe ones from that pack. And I'm going to take a color that is like this. So it's pretty light, this one. Okay, compared to all the other ones, it's very light. And I'm just gonna take some of that. And all you wanna do is like, see where your eye naturally creases when you open it, right there. In that crease area, you want to blend this right there.
And you just want to blend.
The blending might be a little excessive, but I'm crazy.
The other eye. I have a really bad habit of resting my hand on my chin, and then by the end, it's kind of ripped off my foundation.
Next, I'm gonna take one that's a little bit darker. This one. And again, rub it in that area. Just a little bit below where you put it though.
And blend it all in. You can blend it up just so it all looks even.
Now I really like this color. She called it Pukey in her palette, which is really funny because it does look pukey, but it is the best transition color. This is my favorite. So I'm going to use that underneath still.
It looks good with any color you put over it, under it, anything. It's just amazing. So there's that. Pukey.
And I do it on the outer corner too, as you can see.
So like right here, right there. I do it a little bit there.
Because that's where like your darkest makeup goes, on the outer corner, because that makes your eyes open and look bigger. Next up, I'm going to use a brush just like this. It's just got the bristles are longer on in the middle, and that just makes it more defined to where you want to put it. And I'm just going to go kind of darker. A little bit darker. Not my darkest though. And of course I'm still going to start on the outside corner and then work my way up, but not too far up because this is way darker than my other transition shades.
You just want it right in your face. Right in your face. Okay. And then I fling it off. Like I hit it against something. And that just prevents a lot of the fallout too.
This little number, it's flat and then it's narrow, flat, okay? It's nice. And this is what I use, as you could tell, my dark shades with. So I'm gonna use a dark brown, because I love browns. Hit it off. And then start with the outer corner, see how much darker that is. And you wanna blend it slowly up. And it's okay if it's not perfect right now because you will come back and blend more. Okay, so you just want on the outer corner, and then just slowly, as you're getting less and less product on, you have less and less product on your brush, you will work it into the crease. Alright, now I'm going to take that fluffy brush that I started with, and I'm just going to not even have any product on it, and just blend. Blend until your hands fall off. It's fine. Okay! And if you think it needs to be a little bit more blended, like I could see the dark line there, I don't like that, so I'm going to take some more of that Pukey shade. I'm not going to mess with it anymore because it's fine. Now what I want to do, I want to make it just a little bit darker. You can totally stop here. That's where I stop usually. But this little brush is a nice blender. But I'm going to take black. I usually use this with my black. Tiny bit of black. Take it off. And in the corner, I'm just going to darken it up. Now I'm going to take this brush that I put on the dark brown with, add a little bit of that dark brown, and just blend it all in. Okay. Gosh, this takes forever. Back to the first blending brush.
Blend it all in.
Now I would put on gold where the white is, you know. Whenever you put on gold, like a really pretty gold, like This one is so pretty. You use your finger. It comes off the best. Do not use a brush. You're going to waste so much product and it's going to all fall on your face. You just use your finger and push it on there. But I want to use my Stila glitter. It's a liquid glitter eyeshadow. Sorry. And this needs to be blended, don't you worry. And I'm just going to use the other side for the other eye. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the gold eyeshadow and like use it to blend. Because I don't like how it just goes from glitter to eyeshadow. It looks way better. Everything just looks better when it's blended, okay? Okay. Oh, the one that I used is called Smoky Storm. That's beautiful. And then I just bought the Kitten Karma. It's more pinky. It's beautiful. I see a little fallout. Like a little bit on my nose here and here. So you take your big fluffer brush and you just go whoop. And that's it. It goes away. I have a flat brush-a-rooney. And this is where I'm going to put on my dark first. So I'm going to use the darkest brown that I used. I'm not going to go in with the black because I don't want it to be black under my eyes. And go right next to where your eyelashes start on the bottom. And get right up on there. And only take it halfway. Okay. So now I'm going to take this brush. These are all like under eye brushes. At least that's what I use them for. And I'm going to take that pukey color. Blend underneath that line I just made. And bring it in further. Towards the inner corner of my eye. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of the gold, okay, and do the inner under corner and blend it towards everything else underneath there. Now I'm going to use the best color in the world. Either one of these white. This is the whiter one and it highlights more, which is what my purpose is right now. And I have the best brush in the entire world. And it's tiny. It's just amazing. I don't know. It's witchcraft. But this is what I use to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. That's another thing you need to highlight. And just put it in the inner corner. Like,
holy schnitzel! Oh my god. Oh my god.
It just opens up your eyes. I love it.
And underneath your brows. Oh my.
It's just like, your eyes are awake now. I put on some white eyeliner to open up your eyes and your waterline. But if you have red inner eyes, you need it. You need something in there. Some people do black. I don't. I do black on the top. Just so extra. My eyes are so big, it shows everything, so I have to do this, okay? So this is the ugliest thing you'll ever see in your life. Ready?
Okay.
Wet n Wild? I don't know. It's all rubbed off. I think it was Wet n Wild because it's like, it's amazing and it's super cheap. Huh. Yeah, and oil-free. You want oil-free for your waterline. Otherwise, your eyes are going to be watering all night long, baby. Okay, this is my favorite liquid eyeliner. It's Too Faced Sketch Marker. You're so two-faced. I'm just going to stretch and then line. Oh no, I'm running out. No! I am out of it. Oh my god, I can cry. So you can also use, you know, this is Maybelline Eye Studio black eyeliner. You need a brush for this one, and you just brush her on. It's just so black, and I hate when you do a black eyeliner, it's glossy. Blech. It's hideous. So now they're lined. That Too Faced, I need to get another one. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, but it's gonna be worth it. Another thing that I tried, which is expensive, just don't try expensive things because they're always much better and then you're going to cost more money, is Superfan by Smashbox. But then I also found Voluminous Lash Paradise, which is drugstore. But I'm pretty much out of both of them, so it's going to be fun.
I just sprinkle out when I do this, so because I do it from behind, from the front, back, side to side, you know. Not that side. I just like how really black it makes your face. And of course
Do not forget about your under eyes.
your under lashes. No. That would be so rude. After all that time you just took me on the right side? Oh, no, honey. This is okay, side to side. I'm working with nothing here, right? This is the bottom of the barrel. But I'm broke. Yum. I'm gonna put on lashes later, I just wanted to.
That was one coat. I need like 5 coats. I do 3 usually. Whatever. So now we gotta do the lips. I'm gonna quickly just do, this is NYX liquid lipstick. I'm obsessed with liquid lipstick. Yeah. I don't know what color I actually want to use tonight, but this is like my go-to everyday color. And then I put Virgin, Morphe Virgin on top. This is a very important part. Finishing spray actually does do something, okay? It really does. Urban Decay All-Nighter. It's amazing. I do 1, 2, 3. And you let it dry. And then you're done.
Ooh, what a finished product, right?
Good luck. The places hi Zero. And from the top of your ear to the next up. You can witness what I have to go through every single morning. This. What? He gets mad when I'm not paying attention to him. Look. I'm running late.
And then just blend it with this brush. This is my like amazing savior.